It's a time long before cities, before kingdoms, before the world was shaped by the hands of men. A time when the earth was wild, untamed, and ruled by creatures far beyond our imagination. Welcome to 1.2 million years ago. A time when survival was a constant battle, and every nightfall brought danger. Beauty, a fierce, intelligent woman of the Stone Age, trekked through the dense jungle. Her face was determined, yet weary from her long journey. Kong, a massive, powerful gorilla, walked beside her, his eyes scanning the surroundings. He wasn't just any gorilla, but the strongest and most loyal of companions. Together, they had survived the dangers of the wilderness, relying on each other's strength and cunning. Beauty looked up at the sky, the fading light of the setting sun signaling the start of nightfall. "We're not alone," she whispered to Kong. The ground trembled, and Kong paused, his body tense. Beauty's sharp senses caught the sound of rustling in the trees above them. Suddenly, a massive snake, glowing pale white, descended from the trees, coiling and hissing loudly, its eyes, dark and menacing, fixed on Beauty and Kong. A giant albino snake, long as the river, with fangs sharp enough to pierce through bone. It moved silently, but its presence was felt deep within the bones of all who were near. Kong roared loudly, his fists clenched, and the ground shook beneath his massive feet. Beauty gripped a sharp stone, ready for battle. The battle for survival began. Kong charged first, his powerful body moving with incredible speed. The snake struck first, its long body whirling and attacking with lightning speed. Kong leaped to the side, narrowly avoiding the strike, and retaliated with a powerful punch to the snake's body. He roared again, his fury growing as the snake hissed and slithered back, preparing for another attack. Beauty watched the fight unfold, then moved quickly behind the snake. With a swift move, she struck the snake's vulnerable side with the sharp stone, drawing blood. The snake, angered, struck again, aiming for Kong's throat. Kong grabbed the snake's body, his muscles bulging as he tried to hold it back. Beauty moved in, helping Kong by hitting the snake from behind with a sharp branch. With one final vicious roar, Kong slammed the snake against a large boulder, stunning it. Beauty wasted no time, grabbing a massive rock and driving it down onto the snake's head. The snake thrashed violently before going still. Beauty and Kong stood over the giant snake, breathless but victorious. Their bond, tested and proven, stronger than ever. The jungle was still. The only sound was the distant call of the wild. Beauty and Kong sat by the fire, exhausted but grateful for each other's company. They had defeated the snake. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for tonight, they could rest. Beauty and Kong had survived. As the fire crackled softly between them, Beauty and Kong sat in silence, their bodies bruised, but their spirits strong. The flickering flames cast long shadows across the jungle floor, and the night seemed quieter now, as if the entire world was holding its breath. Beauty looked at Kong, her eyes softening. Despite the brutal fight, there was a quiet understanding between them, a shared recognition of the raw power and bond that held them together. She leaned back slightly, feeling the weight of the day lift off her shoulders. Beauty looked at Kong, her eyes softening. Despite the brutal fight, there was a quiet understanding between them, a shared recognition of the raw power and bond that held them together. She leaned back slightly, feeling the weight of the day lift off her shoulders. Kong, ever watchful, kept his eyes on the perimeter of their small camp. The jungle was always awake, and even though they had won tonight, danger was never far behind. He gave a low grunt, a signal that he was alert, always ready to defend. Beauty smiled faintly, reaching for a small piece of meat they had cooked earlier in the day. She handed it to Kong, who accepted it without hesitation. The bond they shared, forged in the trials of survival, was evident in these quiet moments, where words weren't necessary. The act of sharing food was a silent acknowledgement of trust and companionship. The wind whispered through the trees, and Beauty's gaze drifted to the stars above. She could see their flickering light cutting through the thick canopy. Her mind wandered to the journey ahead, to the endless unknowns of the world they lived in. The earth was vast and wild, and each day brought new dangers and opportunities. But with Kong by her side, she felt a flicker of hope. Kong shifted beside her, his deep brown eyes meeting hers. He seemed to understand her thoughts, his massive form ever protective, ever vigilant. The jungle may be wild, but it was their home, and they would face whatever came next together. As they sat in the stillness of the night, the sounds of the jungle slowly returned. The distant calls of nocturnal creatures echoed through the trees. The wind rustled in the leaves, and the stars above them remained constant. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new obstacles to overcome, but tonight, they had survived.